This is Wild Bill in Ohio. Hi, Bill.
How you doing?
Great.
Hey, I like what you're doing. I don't want to get you all worked up, but I just wanted to talk to you about Steve Riley's version of LA Guns.
Well, why would that work me up?
I don't, the whole two versions of one band.
Yeah.
But I've seen LA Guns before. Me and my wife seen them a bunch of times when Steve and Phil were together. And then, like, the last time we saw them was like 6 months before Phil left to go back with Tracii. And he just didn't really seem to be into the fans. Afterwards they always, meet and greet and sign everything for you and shoot the breeze with you. And Phil wasn't really into it, but Steve was really into it. And then I was kind of bummed when Phil went back to Tracii. And then I seen the M3 version of Steve Riley's LA Guns, and I thought they really did a really good job. I just wondered if maybe you had talked to Steven recently, and what's the future of his version?
I have not talked to Steve since I had him on to promote that band getting together for that event. I don't know, Bill, what his future plans are with that band.
Right.
I just have not heard. I mean, I heard that they sounded good at M3. I was not there, and I know that was, I think, the guys in LA Guns, meaning the Riley, the Tracii Phil version,
right?
They were not only upset about the fact that Stephen Riley did that because they were just now coming together and making one band and finally putting all this craziness of multiple versions to rest. So they were not only upset about that, but they were upset because they took it personally that it was something that M3 did as a dig at them. Because
I've seen all that online.
Yeah, because LA Guns were supposed to play that festival. The Phil and Tracii version were supposed to play that festival a year ago, and they canceled because what ended up happening was they were one place in the billing order, and then that year, like this past M3, the promoter decided to consolidate everything to one stage instead of doing two stages. And when he consolidated the lineup, it moved LA Guns further down the bill than they were supposed to. So they were upset about that and the way it looked and decided not to play it. And those guys were not only upset that Riley put a band together to play under the name, but also took it that the promoter of M3 did that intentionally just as a dig at them. So it really cut in a lot of different ways for them.
Right. What do you think about, I think, that's my own personal opinion, but I always thought Phil was good, but all the stuff you see online and everything that he's saying, he kind of reminds me of Axl Rose back in the day. That's what hurt Guns N' Roses back in the day, was Axl's ego and his attitude. I think that's kind of the same path that Phil's going down right now.
Well, I don't know anything about that, to be honest with you, Bill, because I don't really keep up with that sort of gossipy stuff or things that are posted online or things that people write in comment sections. Thank you, Bill, for the call. I honestly don't. I don't get into looking at that stuff or caring about that stuff. Much of it is just people with agendas. Much of it are people spreading stuff and writing things that have zero truth to it just to kind of stir the pot or to get attention. Hell, I'm sure the utter nonsense that's been posted about me online is just been ridiculous. I can only imagine. But it's all completely baseless. It's people behind keyboards that are writing things that, have no knowledge whatsoever, just assuming things or trying to stir the pot or get someone in trouble or take somebody down or so is some of it true? Probably. But I would be the wrong person to ask about that side of it because I don't know. But all I could tell you is that an artist's responsibility when they go and play a show is to turn up, get on stage on time, turn in a good performance, be professional, and get off the stage and go about their business. An artist does not have any responsibility when they are before or after they are playing to meet and greet with the fans, to take pictures, to sign autographs. Now, should they do that? If they feel like it and they're in the right headspace and they want to, sure. Do they have to do it? Is that part of the agreement when you bought a ticket? No, it isn't. You bought a ticket to see a band play live. As long as that band turns in a set at the proper length of time, in decent shape, sounding decent, playing well, doing what they were contracted to do, then anything else is gravy. And now if it's a paid meet and greet situation, that's a different story. If you're taking money to meet and greet with somebody, then you got to be out there like a politician and you've got to go the extra mile. But if you're not taking people's money and you didn't guarantee any sort of meet and greet, there's no condition, nothing that says anywhere that artists have to get out and mingle with a crowd. Many of them do not want to do it. They're tired. A singer's trying to protect his voice. They don't want to do it. I've said this a million times. I said this on my volume show, and it made news a couple weeks ago, I don't know, six months, a year ago. Like I was saying something that was so crazy. And then Doyle from the Misfits backed it up too, and then he got killed for saying it. And it's just that people can't handle the truth. The simple truth is 95% of the artists would rather play the show and be on their way. Even in a paid meet and greet situation. But if they're taking your money, they got to do it. So the reason why I bring that up is because it sounds like Bill's issues or whatever postings he's reading were revolving around somebody's behavior, at a show and their disinterest in wanting to meet fans. Everybody is going to go through their moods with that. Sometimes people are going to want to be out there and take time and hang and have a drink and they'll mingle with everybody. A lot of times people are burnt. They're tired. They want to get on the bus or in the van to the hotel and go to sleep or on to the next gig. It's a case-by-case situation. But unless you paid for a meet and greet, there's nobody saying that these guys have to come out there and do that. Of course, it goes a long way if they do because it really creates a bond with those fans. But not everybody wants to do it. And that's fine as long as you're not charging for it. This is John who's in Milwaukee. Go ahead, John.
Hey, I want to set the table here. I enjoy your show.
Thank you.
Just got a quick question. Been kind of listening to a lot of Tony Carey. Tony lives in Germany, and he's got a rainbow project that he puts together, and it is an ultimate tribute show, and I'm telling you, it is ultimate. Have you ever caught any of this?
Never even heard of it, John.
Tony Carey, man, he was in Rainbow.
No, I know who he is. He did one record, I believe, and then he had a band called Planet P.
Yes, correct. Tony has put together a little show with this guy who was the singer from a band from Norway, and the band was Wigwam. And the singer, Ag Steen Nielsen, his name is. He's in his 40s, and man, is this guy phenomenal. If you ever get a chance, take a listen.
Okay, thank you, John. Will do. I don't know what. Sorry, John. Didn't mean to hang up on you that quickly, but it sounds like a rainbow tribute. I mean, I don't know what they would do with that. Honestly, in America, they wouldn't stand a chance. But maybe in Europe, they're able to do something with it. I don't know. I think Tony Carey was on one, maybe two Rainbow records as a keyboard player. No matter how good it is, extremely difficult sell in the U.S.